Hello again. Before I get into the purpose of this, I just had a very moving experience. I just left my lung doctor and ran into a guy who's homeless, in a wheelchair, out of work, no money, and also basically in the same position that I'm in. I was considering not to stop and let him know that he cared, that I cared, and God cared. We spent a long time talking, and I hugged him a couple of times, and he started to cry, and I started to cry. I know what it's like to be in continual pain, to feel invisible, like I had been, like nobody cares. So I might be the only person that he runs into today, but let him know that I care and God loves him. Anyway, the purpose of today is June 1st, has major significance. It was 20 years ago today, Sgt. Pepper took the band and play. Actually, it's more like 48 years ago. Real quickly, I was 13 years old when the LP came out. I remember like yesterday, first heard it at a friend's house, and he strangely had his stereo in the closet, but it was a revolutionary LP that outlasted the time. And I wish the heck today the world was as friendly and caring and loving as it was then, because now it seems to be very cold and selfish. And when I hugged that guy, I didn't care what anybody else thought. Everybody counts, and everybody should be know that they somebody cares for them. Moving forward 20 years, I was at living out my hippie's dream in LA, because I wasn't really allowed in growing up. So we had a grand time at the huge Love Inn in LA at Griffith Park, and one of the photos were done. Today marks the 27th year since I ended up in my homeless. I was using crack cocaine and every other drug. I nearly lost everything. So I was on the street for 6.5 months. And I finally found a place to stay after 6.5 months. The lady friend of mine who died from breast cancer 3 years ago let me stay with her temporarily. It was nothing physical, but she's like my older sister. And sadly she died from breast cancer. I knew her for 25 years. Strangely enough, that day was a fire at a patio behind me, and I'm thinking, oh great, I just got up the street and now there's a fire. Thankfully the fire department came and took it out. For the next 3 years there's another fire, the same day in the neighborhood. And even stranger, in the year 2000, shortly after my wife, or the person I'm with anyway, her and I were in our first apartment. I was working at a marketing research place. I got a phone call and said, your apartment's on fire. So I had to quickly go home. 9 units, lost everything. Our apartment came within 20 feet of losing everything. It was so damaged that we were forced to move. And it was only by the grace of God that we didn't lose everything, but it was a very strange time. Now, 27 years after getting off the street, I find myself in one of the most dangerous positions I've ever been in, especially since I got clean and sober 19 years ago. My job ended 16 months ago. I have not had an income all year. I filed for disability a year ago, and it's a matter of dire necessity. If it does not come through, I am as good as dead. I've tried to go back to work, and my body is not letting me. I'm dealing with 16 different issues. It's a do-or-die situation. I had to apply for disability and been fighting with them for over a year, and I'm still gathering paperwork and going through the circles. Most of the last 16 months have been a series of running around in the major maze and wondering where and if I'm going anywhere. why bother to even get clean and sober and get off the streets? But my helping others has been a huge help to me. And excuse me for crying, but I hate seeing people hurt and being homeless and people not caring. So my plan was when the job ended in January 17th, 2014, was to go back to work. That's not planned. 90% of what's gone on since then was not in my plan. And my idea with the multiple issues and the multiple doctors and the multiple problems and going around in circles certainly was not in my plan. And being in this much pain and having to endure it alone, or physically alone anyway, does not help. When I was hugging that guy, I don't care what the other people were thinking, or what they should be thinking, or anybody else. Everybody deserves to know that somebody cares about them, that they count. So he was very grateful, and in a few minutes I'm going to go get two quarts of water and hope he's still there so I can get it to him. It's 130 degrees out here right now. It's very sad when we're in the richest country in the world and we ignore our own people. We could spend billions for war and help out other countries, but we forget about ourselves. There's far too much greed and selfishness, and people are just not caring. If you had any, I can't even describe to you how much pain I'm in emotionally, physically, and mentally. And I know without a doubt that God's keeping me clean and sober and keeping me alive, but I'm not. Anyway, if you see a homeless person or someone in need, please stick out a hand. You have no idea what that impact will be to them. Anyway, take care. I have to keep this under 10 minutes, so please show love. All I need is love. And please be there for your fellow human.